All right, chapters 26 through 28 is what we're going to be working on today. Chapter 26 is called Stalling. I run into the bathroom and hide in the stall at the end. I stand, pressing myself up against the wall, embarrassed and humiliated and never wanting to go back. The door opens and someone comes in. You okay? Keisha asks. No, I'm not. You won an award. Who in the world would run from an award? I think you'd be happy. I didn't win for real. What are you talking about? She asks. Of course you did. I was there. No, trust me. I didn't. He's just trying to be nice. Why don't you come out of there? You don't understand. Just go away. You're right, Allie. I don't understand. I don't know why you're mad about an award. It feels so much worse than just mad. Look, I say, when you get on your bike, don't you expect it to hold you up, not fall apart when you pedal? Yeah, so what? Imagine if every single time you got on your bike, you had to worry that the wheels would come off. And every time you ride, they do. But you still have to ride, every day. And then you have to watch everyone watch you as the bike goes to pieces underneath you, with everyone thinking that it's your fault and you're the worst biker in the world. Why in the world are you talking about bikes and wheels coming off? My brain, I say, leaning my forehead against the cold wall. My brain will never do what I want it to. Come on, it's not like your brain is broken, so you're not the best speller. So what? Your brain seems fine to me. You don't understand what it's like to be different than everyone else. Wait, have you noticed how different I look than everyone in the class? It's not the same. Look, you're my friend, the best friend I have here. If you want to say things like that and make it hard to be your friend, then, well, I'll just wait for you to come to your senses. Oh. You're talking like a fool, saying, I don't understand what it's like to be different. But the thing is, I'm only different to the people who see with the wrong eyes. And I don't care what people like that think. I laughed a little. Albert says that the problem is that white people don't have enough melanin. He says that that's the only thing that makes human skin darker. Well, that boy's bonkers, but he is a smart one. She sounds happy. Now come on out. I lean against the wall for a minute more because it's easier to say my next thing without seeing anyone. It comes from a place so deep inside, it's like it's coming out of the ground. I just want to fit in for once. I mean, I really do. Just to be the same as everyone else. Keisha doesn't answer for a while. Look, you don't fit in. I don't fit in. Albert doesn't fit in either. Who says who fits in anyway? People like Shay? That girl is just mean. Who cares what she thinks? The stall door is closed, but I smile as I imagine Keisha's expression. I'm lucky to have her. Come on, Allie. Who wants to fit in with people like Shay and her worse and awful friends? Thankfully, we'll never fit in with people like that. Keisha laughs again. One thing's for sure, we're not going to fit in, but we're going to stand out, all three of us. You wait and see. You're going to be a famous artist, and Albert is going to cure cancer or invent talking fish or something. Talking fish? What would they say? Please don't fry me. I push the door open, and her face is just like I imagined. And you're going to have a big baking business, right? Maybe in my spare time. I'm also going to rule the world. I laugh, then I swallow hard. Thanks for being my friend, Keisha. Don't go thanking me for that. Thank me for this. I'm going to go tell Shay she has a spot on the back of her fancy riding jacket so we can watch her try to look. Then we can eat ice cream that you won. Chapter 27, Half-Baked Afternoon. Keisha invites Albert and me over to her house for a surprise. When I arrive, Albert is already there, and Keisha is wearing a baker's hat and an apron. So, when do we eat? Albert asks. No free ride here, Albert. We have to cook first, Keisha says, putting a cookbook on the table. Albert seems disappointed. You'll be able to eat, don't worry. And in the meantime, think of this as a science experiment. So it's two of your most favorite things, Albert. I am pretty happy until she opens a cookbook and slides it over to me. You're in charge. Of what? The recipe, what'd you think? What? Is she kidding? And Albert, you can be in charge of rolling the dough. Going to try cookie dough today to see if the letters cook at a similar rate to cake. I'm freaking out over being in charge of the book. I'd rather be in charge of teaching cats to play hockey. And my mind spins into that mind movie. When I start laughing, Keisha asks me what I'm doing. I have to shrug. Push the picture of a goalie cat with skates and a mouth guard out of my head. Allie, Keisha pokes me. Yeah? I asked, what's the first thing? Albert appears next to me. I'd rather do the book. You want to trade, Allie? You can roll out the dough. Sure, Albert, if that's what you'd rather do. I don't mind switching. Albert begins reading the ingredients while I roll out the cookie dough. It's sticky and hard to roll. Keisha points to a package of flour. Hey, sprinkle some of that on. I manage to get the dough rolled out, but I have my doubts about all this. I look at the alphabet cookie cutter she used to make letters. What do you want me to spell? Well, the letters are kind of big for cupcakes, so it can only be 3-letter words. Spell whatever you want. I spell cow because it's the first word I can think of. Then we stand the letters up in the bottom of each cupcake mold and cover them with batter. Once Keisha slides the first batch into the oven, Albert asks, Can I have some milk? Keisha shrugs. Sure, she says, taking a glass and filling it. Albert gulps it all down and asks, May I possibly have some more? We switched to water at home. I really miss milk. She hands him the gallon. Help yourself. He sits with the milk and wraps his arm around it like he's protecting it. I laugh. You're not getting that back, Keisha. I hope you know. I have a question, Albert says, after licking the milk from his lips. If you spell cow inside a cupcake, can a vegetarian eat it? Boy, Keisha says, you really take everything seriously, don't you? Hey, I turn to the oven. It's supposed to be smoking like that? Keisha pulls on a mitt. When she opens the door, smoke fills the kitchen. The cupcakes have oozed all over the tops of the pans and fallen out of the bottom of the oven. It's a mess. She groans. Oh, man. You should wait until the oven cools before you wipe it, Albert says. Keisha turns to him. Yeah, thanks, Albert. You're welcome, he says, and she rolls her eyes. She's disappointed that cookie dough will not work for letters. She and Albert figure out that the cookie dough expanded more than we thought it would, and that's why it made such a mess. But I just keep thinking that whenever I write something, it turns into a big mess. Chapter 28, Deal of a Lifetime. Allie, Mr. Daniels calls me to him as the classroom empties for lunch. Yeah? I ask, heading over. So I've been thinking a lot about some of the answers you give during discussions. I love it when you share your opinions. Thanks, I say, wondering why he really called me up here. And I loved your thoughts on Roy G. Biv. I overheard you asking Suki about our grandfather and comparing him to yours. Well, Allie, I am impressed by you. I shrug. What am I going to say? That he's crazy if he thinks I have anything for brains but a pail full of grasshoppers? Really, you have some wonderful gifts. And your explanation of lonely and alone, that was clever. I glance up at him but stare at my shoes by the time I answer. That was just because I know about those words, alone and lonely. That's all. It was just an unfortunate stroke of luck. He laughs. An unfortunate stroke of luck, huh? I nod. I see. Yeah. Allie, how many kids your age use phrases like unfortunate stroke of luck? I feel like a fish in a wire cage rather than a tank. Can I go to lunch now? Not just yet. I'm wondering, do you ever think one word, but a different one comes out of your mouth? Well, yeah, I guess. Does reading sometimes give you headaches? I nod, more nervous. When you look at letters, do they ever seem to move? I'm confused. Of course they do. They do? He is wide-eyed. I nod, but I'm not sure if I should. He just looks at me for a while, and I think I know how Keisha's cupcakes feel when she watches them in the oven. One more question, he says. I shift my weight. Have you ever heard of a game called chess? Yeah, I say, happier. It's from Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass. My grandpa read it to me a gazillion times. It's the game that uses a checkerboard and the castle pieces, right? He brightens. Yeah, that's the one. Do you know how to play? I shake my head. Do you want to learn? I don't know. Well, he says, leaning forward and resting his elbows on his knees, I think you'd like chess. I could show you how to play after school. You know, if you'd like. I'd have to stay after. He thinks for a second. Well, I was thinking of starting a chess club. I thought you could come first so I could teach you to play. If it works out well, we can invite other kids. It might be fun, something different. It's not like I was born yesterday. I know he's up to something. teachers don't volunteer to stay after school to play games. I kind of want to say yes because Mr. Daniels is cool and I don't think there's any reading stuff in chess. Even my grandpa would have liked to know I could play, but it scares me. Well, I don't think so, but thanks anyway. He seems disappointed. I turn to go. How about if I excuse you from homework for learning how to play? I stop like my feet are strapped to 1,000-pound blocks. Did he just say that? I turn around. What's the catch? I ask. No catch. If you stay after to learn chess for a few days, I'll excuse you from the homework on the days you stay. Am I going to have to write a paper or something? No papers, promise. I just come in here and play a game and I get out of homework? No catch? Well, you can't tell anyone in the class. I'll call your mom about it, though. He holds his hand out to shake. We have a deal, then? Yeah, okay. I can't say no to that deal. Homework was only one step above death. I'm so happy about skipping some homework that I'll keep remembering it and being happy over and over again. But what really gets me is that in order for Mr. Daniels to come up with his plan, he must have thought about me outside of school, when he didn't have to think of me. I bet other teachers have never let me sit in their head 1 second longer than they had to. All right, so there is a Google form attached to this assignment, so please answer your questions with your RACE answers, R-A-C-E, reword, answer, cite, and then evidence, or explain. Reword, answer, cite, and explain. Thank you.